Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, and when last we left off, we're back in home sweet home, Od Nua. We came here not only to get all the items that we've accumulated over the various side quests that Sir Spunty the Fourth and Cassandra have been on, but also to deal with the Great Sleeper, a formerly cursed weapon that is now soulbound to Kana, and it's a great weapon. It's really potent. Does different things compared to the other weapon he's been using, the Blade of the Endless Paths, so I've decided to equip him with both of them. We could continue the main story of Pillars of Eternity, but we had that really troubling dream of Stalwart Village and Durgan's battery being destroyed by an army that eventually destroyed Od Nua as well. And those eyes. Those strange eyes. But before we go back to Stalwart Village, let's talk more with Durance.
Your face is full of need. It looks to burst if you didn't speak.
I have more things I want to ask you. Oh no, not more dialogue with Durance. It's got to be done. Does it really, Liren?
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I want to know more about you. You don't dress like a priest, and your robes look as if they were touched by fire.
And you don't fit any manner of watcher I've ever seen. Does it make you one now?
He frowns and holds up his hand.
Don't answer that.
The robes. Were you burned? Durance is silent for a moment, studying you.
There are many ways to honor Magron. My robes.
He looks down, then raises the frayed hems.
They may not be cut of religious cloth, but they serve. They are reminders as well.
Durance shrugs.
The cut of the cloth rarely matters except to a tailor, and colours are better found on banners than worn on my shoulders. These burned robes feel more true to me than any garnished trappings, so I keep them.
I have other questions about you. Tell me about Ashfall.
Durance shrugs. Not the prettiest of places.
He grins and scratches at a pox scar.
But then again, neither are Magron's faithful.
I want to ask something different.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
I want to know more about you still. That staff of yours, can you tell me about it? Durance glances at the staff, then at you, and then gives a crooked smile.
Can't take your eyes from it?
How is it only watchers can see the symbols?
They are energies of the spirit, a channel for one's faith. He frowns. It's hard to say. There was a time when they glowed brighter, but now they are an aid in my work. Because the staff's markings stand out to a watcher, well, they sometimes identify themselves. He frowns. And sometimes they're blinded to the staff as well. A gift of Magron, perhaps, to cloak itself from sight when one isn't looking for it.
Why are those symbols carved on your staff?
Carved? This staff is a history. Acts leave their mark. Some symbols fall into the ash, others blaze brighter.
Then what causes one to fade and another to rise?
Memory. Meaning. It's same as the memories in your head, perhaps more trustworthy. Random acts, things done with instinct. They may make lines, burning briefly through the wood. Acts devised, planned, that stay with you. Symbols form and tell the story. It's like all memories, except the staff burns it true. When a thought's close, you see it clearer, brighter. Ones you forget, they get buried. But like rings in wood, the etchings remain. Keeps me grounded. Also, it's a solid walking stick.
That it is. I don't see Magron's symbol on your staff. Durance frowns.
It is there, but marked different. I follow Durance, and in his teachings there is but a single flame, a simpler aspect.
His frown deepens, and he taps the edge of the staff.
Durance would meditate by focusing on a single flame, and attach meaning to it. It was something to center the spirit for what was to come.
For what was to come?
The flame is intended to symbolize bringing punishment to another, and it is inscribed above the symbol of the one being punished, marking them as always touched by Magrim.
That large mark there, the 12 circles. I have a feeling I know what it is, but can you tell me exactly what it is?
That symbol? The God Hammer.
I thought so.
The 12 circles are a sign of the dozen on the bridge, and the dozen of us that let the hammer fall on them, bridge, God, and all. If there's a symbol that is unlikely to ever fade, it's that one. I thought it might be the last the staff would ever hold. Was holding it that day on the bridge when Aethys fell. It was the spark put to the God Hammer. Might be the last light that touched Aethys before the pyre ate him.
Is there anything else we can talk about? I wonder.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
They might. Okay, anything else here? No.
I suspect the answers will... It was a weapon
Nothing
of
here.
Gilbert's people. At the cost of troubling me, see...
Nothing here.
Do you have whale's eyes painted on your skin? Go away.
I'm here.
Alright, we will go. And we will head up to Stalwart Village. Oh, we could rest. Resting might be a good idea. Resting would be a brilliant
This
idea.
place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
So let us rest and get that mechanics bonus. You never know when we might need that. Now, you don't have any dialogue for me, that's fine. I could check, but I think I'll check in the next video. Let's head out, back to Stalwart Village, and see if anything's changed. Nothing major should have changed. We've only been gone, what, maybe a week tops? Maybe slightly more? So we'll head here, over to here, back to Stalwart Village. That's new! Whitestone Hollow is new. 24 hours. Your party is considered high level for the content in the White March Part 2. If you would like, the critical path can be increased in difficulty to give you more of a challenge. The rewards you receive will be the same regardless of the option you choose. Your choice cannot be changed once it has been selected. Let's go with standard. And see what is different, if anything. Let's go to the map. Ooh! There are some new structures. And you're still here. That is now a Temple of Abaddon, and the Stalwart Mines are open.
Yes?
Wow, they opened those really quickly. Oh,
While we
cutscene.
wait, the enemy grows stronger.
And you'd send more of us to die.
Well, I'm not gonna stand around. Are you?
You've done plenty, Darian.
You approach the source of the commotion and see a throng of villagers. They're arguing amongst themselves and hurling questions and demands at a lone figure perched above them. A young man stands on the spur of a rock, his clenched fist held aloft. Steam rises from his wild hair and flushed face as he shouts to the gathering.
Been a week since our people left these gates. A week since the Iron Flail took them.
He paces the outcropping, his eyes burning. You see a few scattered nods in the crowd. Who are the Iron Flail?
Yet we wait here behind our sturdy new walls, hiding in our rebuilt homes. We've done nothing.
He brings his fist to his palm with a sharp smack. The crowd erupts, bristling with pointed fingers and pointed words. One woman steps forward. Her eyes lock on the young man.
Who are you to tell us how to defend our own? You ain't been here 2 months.
Several of the others grunt and hoot. You feel a shift in the crowd like a changing tide.
Hey, an angry mob. See? We're not so far from home.
And since I got here, I've been working alongside the rest of you. Don't start with that again.
A handful of others nod along with him, but they cringe and flinch as another villager joins the fray, shaking his finger at the young orator.
Well, it was your idea to send our people to that damned fort in the first place. If it weren't for you and the other leeches that come up with you, we wouldn't be in this mess.
The new accuser raises a chorus of furious cries. Darian raises his hands for calm, but the crowd's wrath is snowballing. Stop, everyone! A dozen heads turn in your direction. The villagers recognize you, and their eyes widen with hope and reverence. Enough shouting. I want someone to calmly explain what's going on. He nods.
It's a small army from Raid Saris. They call themselves the Iron Flail.
At Darren's mention of the name, the rest of the crowd falls silent. The words trigger a sudden flashback to the dream of the mysterious army and the destruction of Od Nua. As the image fades, you see once more the vision of 100 eyes watching you and something just beyond.
Showed up a few weeks after you opened the battery. Demanded we give him the White Forge.
He avoids your gaze, scraping his boot against a rock.
They're led by a Darek Sendamir. Comes from an old Raid Saren family. The rumor has it the man's half mad with visions. Claims one drove him here to take the White Forge.
Is he a watcher?
They're not the only bloodsuckers around here.
The villager glares up at Darren, but most of his fellows are ignoring him by now. Darren raises his voice above the ruckus.
Our crew at the battery locked their doors and told the Iron Flail to go back to Raid Saris. Instead, they built a fort in the middle of the wood. So we sent a committee to reason with them. But that was a week ago. And we haven't seen our people since.
A low rumble ripples through the crowd. Darren hesitates.
That can only mean one thing.
He grimaces as the frightened, arguing crowd drowns him out once more. Can't you share the White Forge with the Raid Sarens? The villagers shout and squawk louder than ever.
After what they did to our neighbors?
Only thing they know how to do is start wars.
Please, everyone!
In the fragile silence that follows, the others turn and look at Darren.
Whatever our difference is, we've got to deal with the army at our gates.
He looks back to you.
You've done a lot for Stalwart already. Many of us wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you.
He breaks off, looking as if he'd like to stuff his words back into his mouth. After an uneasy pause, he swallows and continues.
What I mean is, if anyone could deal with an army, it's you.
I'll help you.
The Iron Flail cleared a patch of forest north of Durgan's battery, built their fort there. It'll be well guarded, so if you can get in without raising an alarm, you may have an easier time of it.
I'm probably not going to attack them directly. I want to try and talk to their leader.
The important thing is to deal with the commander. If you can get rid of him, the rest of the soldiers will scatter.
I see.
Anyway, we've got our work cut out for us here.
He gives the crowd a purposeful look. Grumbling, they start to disperse.
While you're out, stop by the battery. Wangra and her team are still repairing the heavy cannons. They've made a lot of progress elsewhere.
Okay.
Thought you might like to see how far it's come.
I want to ask you about something else.
Haven't been here long, but I'll tell you what I can.
Tell me about this Iron Flail.
They heard about the White Forge and came running. Just like a lot of us did. Only difference is, they brought siege weapons.
And that's a pretty powerful bargaining chip, as it were.
As best anyone can tell, they're from the border region near Little Bend, one of the poorest parts of the country. For Raid Saris, well, that's saying something.
What brought you to Stalwart?
Work. I was a cobbler in New Yarma, but the city got more crowded every year. Rural types fleeing the legacy. A couple months ago, I heard Stalwart was offering land and opportunity to new settlers, so figured I'd give it a go out here. For a while, folks seemed glad to have some new blood. But that changed as more and more of us came.
A lot has happened in a week. You've been here for 2 months, and yet it's been a week. I don't think the people that made the White March anticipated that you go from part 1 to part 2 so quickly. Seems to be a lot of tension around town.
Before you opened Durgan's battery, people tell me Stalwart barely had enough warm bodies to keep the town running. A bunch of us came when we heard about the White Forge, but now, I think the old-timers would just as soon send us back.
He begins ticking items off on his fingers.
We take the best jobs, we don't pay our respects to Andra, we're overcrowding the town.
He shakes his head.
I get it. Stalwart's changing. Same thing happened in New Yarma when folk moved in from the countryside. But they can't keep blaming us for everything that goes wrong out here.
He sighs, and a steaming cloud escapes his lips.
I'm just hoping they'll calm down once the Iron Flail is gone.
Let's hope so. That's all. Investigate the fort. That's not all, though. There's other things I'd like to do, like talk to you. You come to trade? How's business? Improved and getting better still. His ears twitch and his face breaks into a wide smile. Thanks to you and the White Forge, there's a great demand for my wares. The only thing different, you have an exceptional hunting bow, Raiment of Whale's Eyes. Wow. Grants mirrored image when hit by a critical hit, 25% defense against 25 defense against charm confused attacks, 10% against dominated attacks. This grey cloak is covered in a multitude of stylized eyes, symbols of the god whale. It is said to have been created by the wizard Gorin, who hoped that the pious endeavor might invoke whale's protection. Set against the many eyes of the 100 mysteries, Gorin hoped, his enemies would stumble after falsehoods, while he would remain resistant to the bewildering effects of the world's mysteries. Those who have come across the cloak since have found much use in its enchantments. What became of Gorin himself is unknown, however, for nothing else remains of the man or his works. There's also a ton of armor, the ultimate hat of alluring perfection. It's a pretty good hat. Ring deflection, Rowan's buckle, and okay, there's nothing here I specifically want, but still, good to... Oh, buy the rope and grapple. Always good idea to have a rope and grapple. Find Wengren at Durgan's battery for ready the cannons. And I imagine there's even more for us to investigate.
Renengild never said negotiating trade agreements was part of the job.
I have to go speak to Renengild.
Swear there's something strange going on in the mines.
Is there? Why don't we go check that out? Scattered spots of yellow powder blotch the surface of the barrels. The stench of sulfur lingers in the air. Let's go into the mines. And get distracted from going to do anything plot critical, as I'm wont to do. Oh, there's definitely something wrong in the mines here.
No, please! You've got the wrong man! I don't remember any of this!
Quiet! We'll get the truth out of you soon enough. Take him away!
What's happening here? A stern-faced woman approaches you. Her already impressive frown is only emphasized by her slight underbite. She folds her arms. Be careful where you wander. These mines are still crawling with all sorts of pests. We haven't been able to clear them out yet. Of course, you have experience with that sort of thing, I hear. Guess we have you to thank for opening the battery. I'm Ismay, the foreman. We've been keeping busy around here since the battery's fires were lit. A little busier than I'd like sometimes. What's going on here? Things are hard enough around here with the local wildlife. Last thing we needed to deal with was a murder, of all things. Tell me about this murder. You probably saw Gamel getting carted off, found him by the body of another miner, Samath. We've lost quite a few miners recently. Most just vanished. Samath's the first corpse to stick around. We may have caught Gamel, but we haven't been able to find the bodies. You know, if anyone can help us put all this to rest, it's you. I'd like to be able to give these miners' families some answers, even if it's bad news. Tell me about Gamel. Don't know him so well. Certainly never pegged him for a killer. I'd say you're better off questioning him yourself. See if he'll tell you where he stashed the corpses. We'll certainly talk to him, although you seem pretty certain that he did it. What do you know about the victim, Samath? Poor Samath. His body's up the tunnel to the east. Folks say you've got a knack for making sense of corpses, like the Dunred Row sorts, right? I'll look into it. I appreciate the help. We certainly need it. I have some questions for you. Sure thing. What do you want to know? How are the mines holding up? Taina did most of the work of whipping this place into shape before I got here, but she's getting on in years. In the end, she felt like it was better to hand things off. She still drops by occasionally to make sure the works are in order. I know why the mines are important, but you might as well tell me. The demand for ore's gone up since you opened up the battery. Everyone wants their own shiny piece of Durgan steel. The thing is, the battery was hit pretty hard by the tremors. With the battery mines collapsed, we're the only game in town. Tremors? About the missing miners. Did you find anything? Nothing yet. I'll talk to you when I have some information. Also, the mines are pretty big. And when we come back, folks, look into this murder. We can also open this box and grab some jerky. Jerky now. We'll do everything we possibly can except progress the main story, because that's what Kiko does. It's what Kiko does. That'll be for next time. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. The White March Part 1 may have drawn to a close, but the White March Part 2 is only just beginning.